group of York University students is holding a sit-in inside the school Senate chamber as a strike by thousands of staff continues. For the very latest, let's go live now to CB24's LEENA LATAFAT. And LEENA, is this going to carry on right through the weekend?
Well, that is what I'm hearing the plan is, Steph. You've got York University and CUPE 3903, the union representing teaching assistants and contract faculty, who seem very divided even now over issues like wages and making sure that they've got full-time work. So here inside, it's also been a long day for a lot of students, many who spent the night inside Senate chambers trying to get their message out. For the very latest on this, I want to bring in Manisha. You're a student who supports the union. Tell us why.
So we support the union. The demands that the union are making are very straightforward, very simple. They're really not asking so much for gains as much as defending what they've already got. The way that this connects to us students is that really the teaching conditions of our educators are our learning conditions. And so we students, we want serious quality education. And the only way that that can happen is if our educators are treated fairly.
You're calling for all classes to be canceled as of 11:59 p.m. tonight. What difference do you think that will make? What message do you think you hope that sends the administration?
By keeping classes open, the administration are creating a kind of segregated education here, where students are being pressured to cross picket lines in order to come to campus, and those who will cross picket lines and come to classes will receive a different educational experience than those who choose to stand in solidarity with their educators. And those who choose not to cross. And so what we really want is fairness for students all across.
And very quickly, how long do you plan on staying here? Have you thought about the plan?
We're going to be staying in here until the administration accepts our demands. That's the plan.
Okay, Manisha, thank you so much for chatting. So, Steph, you heard that there. Just chatting with some students earlier as well. They say the plan right now to stay here as long as they need to. That is into the weekend as well. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, LEENA.
Of York University students is holding a sit-in inside the school's Senate chamber as a strike by thousands of staff continues.
Right, for the very latest on this, we're live to CB24's LEENA LATAFAT. The students trying to make a point.
That's right, trying to get their message across, Nathan and Steph. And some of these students have spent the entire night here inside Senate chambers, and some of them say they're willing to stay the entire weekend. This is York University and the union representing teaching assistants, contract faculty, and others still at odds over issues like wages and job security. So for the very latest on this, I want to bring in Purya with supporting the CUPE 3903. Purya, you spent the entire night here. What is your message to the university right now?
My message is to shut down the classes immediately and coming back to the bargaining tables with CUPE 3903 without any concessions. We blame all of this on your CUPE administration. They didn't shut down the classes from the beginning. They confuse all the students. Students are stressed out, and they've been intimidated, pushed into the classes. Some of the teachers, although they have the right to not cross the picket lines, are forcing them to attend the classes. And by dividing us, the students, and the teachers, they want to win this. But it doesn't it's not going to happen.
And the doors are closed right now. We're not allowed inside. We were there earlier. What's happening inside? How many students are there? And can you tell me how students are feeling?
At the same time that the students are pissed about the situation, but we are very happy to be together and organizing this. And it's a very mixed feeling. And there are roughly, like, depending on the time of the date, it's around 20 to 50 people. It's changing, yeah.
And Purya, how long are you planning on staying? What's the plan?
I'm planning to stay here until our four demands, which were released on the statement, are going to be fulfilled.
Okay, thank you so much for that. We appreciate that. So you heard there from the two students we've spoken to just in the last hour. They're willing to stay as long as they need to. For now, the very latest, you guys, are that these students are calling on the university to cancel all classes as of 11:59 p.m. tonight. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, LEENA.
The strike at York University is now being supported by a sit-in. CTV's John Busselman joins us live now at the Solidarity protest. So, John, these students have certainly picked a side.
Well, that's right, Ken. We're on the 9th floor of the Ross building here at York University, and behind me is the Senate chamber. The doors are closed right now, but there are about a dozen students inside, and they say they'll stay here until they get some answers. More than 30 students are holding a sit-in at the Senate chamber at York University. They took over the space at 5 o'clock Thursday evening, and they've been inside ever since. The sit-in is a show of solidarity with striking teaching assistants, grad assistants, and contract faculty.
We want to show that we have a voice. We're important to this school, and if this is what it takes for us to show that this is what we stand for, this is what we believe in, then that's what we're doing.
The striking workers are members of CUPE Local 3903. They've been out since March the 5th. Talks with the help of a mediator failed to end the dispute.
We've been bargaining for approximately 6 months. We tabled our best offer on March 1st. We agreed to go back to the table with some improvements earlier in the week, and unfortunately right now the two parties just remain too far apart.
So our demand, and our first priority demand, is cancellation of all classes immediately. Our demands after that are to get refund of the tuition, because as students, of course, we feel voiceless in this whole thing.
Job security and wages are the two main issues. The university remains open, but students say many classes have been canceled and it's not business as usual. And just like the college strike, there is a lot of frustration among the students here. They say they feel caught in the middle. They also tell us they plan to stay here all weekend long inside this chamber until they get some results. Reporting live at York, I'm John Musselman. I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, John.
For about 24 hours now, some students at York University have been staging a sit-in. It's a message to the school that they support striking union members, and they say they aren't going anywhere until their demands are met. Magda Gabrisalesa is live at York University tonight. Magda, as we can see from where you're standing, this is now happening behind closed doors.
That's right. They're not allowing our cameras in there today, but we've been seeing students coming in and out carrying things like signs and pillows and even toiletries. So they're clearly making this a second home. But last night, when they first started to get things started, they did allow our cameras in there. Now, these students are supporting some 3,000 striking union members. We're talking about teaching assistants as well as contract workers who have been on strike since March 5th. Now, most of the issues have to revolve around wages and job security, and these students say they are supporting those striking members. They want the university to meet their demands, including calling for the university to get back to the bargaining table without concessions, and they're also calling for all classes to be canceled.
We're here to show them that undergraduates, we do have a voice, and the Senate and the Board of Governors, York's administration doesn't necessarily represent the undergrads as much as they should. And if this is the way for them to listen, then this is how they'll listen.
We need classes canceled if we want bargaining to be taken seriously. The administration, unfortunately, doesn't really feel the pressure because classes and business is going as usual, and that's the whole point of a strike, right?
So York University says about 55% of the classes continue to go on unaffected by this strike. As for canceling those classes, well, here's what the spokesperson for York University had to say today.
We certainly respect their views and their right to hold those views. It is our view that canceling classes will not end the strike. The best and fastest way to bring the strike to an end is to go to binding arbitration to get a deal.
Now, the two sides did actually return to the bargaining table earlier this week on Tuesday with the help of a mediator, but those talks broke off. But I can tell you the students here have no plans on leaving this sit-in. They say they're going to stay here until all of their demands are met. Marivel.
All right. Thanks for this, Magda.